Sim update number 8 was released today, bringing us to version 1.23.12.0. The release notes are linked in the description. This update is supposed to only fix bugs. As a caveat here, I just want to say everybody's system is different and your results may not match mine. I'm running on a 2017 Apple iMac, which I'm sure is a very different beast from most of you, so I just wanted to give folks, a little bit of a warning that you may not see the exact same results that I do. Maybe you'll see better, maybe worse. My report here is on exactly what I've experienced with this patch. Prior to getting the update, I ensured my system was fully up to date with the Windows updates and the store application. I ensured that my community folder was empty. You can just rename it if you like before doing the update. Again, I always do this in case one of my add-ons is incompatible with the new updates to the sim. I launched the MS Store application at 8 a.m., clicked on the library in the lower left and checked for updates, and it applied about a 500 megabyte update to the sim. It took about 6 minutes to load. The sim's second update was a 4.36 gigabyte patch. It took about 12 minutes to do the patch. While the sim updated, I checked the release notes and saw the update is not that big in terms of changes to the sim, even though the patch was over 4 gigabytes. When completed, the sim just continued to load as normal. I did a reboot after the sim was loaded for safety's sake. After that, I timed how long it took to load the sim, and it came in at 2 minutes 51 seconds, about the same as before the patch. Following this, I went into the Content Manager to see if there were any updates, and indeed there were 4, so I allowed these to load. They also updated the UI in the Marketplace as indicated by the patch notes. They added a map for the airport category of add-ons, so that's a very nice addition and a welcome new feature. I tested FPS around the Kilo Victor November Yankee Airport in Los Angeles, where I've tested it before. I used a built-in game bar tool in Windows to display the current FPS in the upper right corner of the screen. The FPS was slightly better than with my previous experience at about 36 FPS on average instead of my usual 25 to 30. I was getting a pretty consistent 35-ish FPS and I got 0 stutters. And that's a first for me. I've always used a flight down the Thames in the London region as an FPS test as well, as my FPS tends to suffer in this area. FPS was normal and consistent and there were no stutters. This is an area that I always got big stutters in, even if the FPS was consistent at about 30 or so, especially in the built-up areas of the city. On to the weather testing. I set live weather for Renton, Washington, since they're in the midst of a rainstorm today, and took a flight up there, and the rain appeared as expected. I'll test live weather more today, but so far so good. Weather has been a real issue in this sim. I set a storm condition at Kilo Victor November Yankee, and indeed a rainstorm was present there with the attendant wind as well, so that seems to work fine. I also switched to a snowstorm, and that seemed to work fine as well. This was probably the smoothest patch yet for me, and the slight increase in FPS and no more stutters has provided me with the smoothest experience in the flight sim to date, so I'm especially happy with this patch so far. I've got more testing to do, but so far, so good. Okay, that's it for this brief video. If you liked the video, please hit like, as that helps other folks find it. And until the next video, take care.